What's up, guys? Welcome to part 2 of my 2-part series on how to apply to dental school. But wait, if you're watching this and haven't watched part 1, pause this video and go watch part 1 first. I'll have that link in the description below. If you have watched part 1, then welcome. Today I'm going to start off with a super quick discussion for repeat applicants on how to reapply. Then I'm going to talk about a few quick tips for the experiences and personal statements section. And then finally, I'll show you how to submit your application and find out if you got accepted to your dental schools. If that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. Here we go. Alright, before I even get into the bulk of this video, I just wanted to address one thing for like literally 1 minute. So if you are a repeat applicant, you can actually automatically copy your old application data to your new application, your new 2020 application, with just like a simple 2-step process. So when you sign in with your last year's info, you will be prompted to confirm your basic info and then decide whether to start a fresh application or copy application data. So if you want to start all over, then just click start a fresh application and it's as if you're brand new. But be careful because you can't undo this decision. If you want to copy your application data from last year, then you click copy application data. So with this, you'll be able to review everything and change whatever you want after it's copied over, but you just don't have to take the time to fill it all in and take all the hours that takes. The one thing that you should probably be aware of, though, is that copying could take a while, but they'll email you when the application's ready. They said it could take up to 24 hours, but I just did this for this video, and I literally got an email 3 minutes later. So it doesn't take very long, and I would highly suggest it. Alright, hopefully I didn't lose all of my first-time applicants, because the rest of this video directly applies to you. The next section worth noting is the Experiences tab. This one, for me, took a long time. I had a lot of volunteering experiences and a lot of extracurricular activities that I was a part of. So just make sure you understand that this is not going to be, a 10-minute task to complete. And in my opinion, it's pretty important for the admissions team to be able to see that you're involved. So the first thing on the experience page is this drop-down box for the experience type. You can choose which kind of experience it is. So if it's academic, a dental experience, dental shadowing, employment, extracurricular, research, volunteering, whatever it may be, all of that stuff that you've done goes in this section. Now, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the screen, you're going to find the place to describe your experience. So for here, there's not one right way to do this. Obviously, everything in this video has just been my suggestions, not necessarily the right way or wrong way. I'm just a dental student who recently went through this process just last year. So these are all just my opinions. But having said that, my opinion in this section is to start with a brief description on your experience. Now, don't tell me about how great of an organization they are or how Dr. Johnson saved 180 million babies from having a permanent crossbite or something else ridiculous. The focus is not on the organization's achievements. The focus is on you. This is your application to dental school. So you should talk about what your experience was. You can talk about what the organization is, but do it quickly, like maybe 1 or 2 sentences tops, but then bring it back to you. So talk about how you were a leader, talk about what you learned and maybe the impact the experience had on you. Just make sure that whatever you're writing is tying back to why you should be accepted to dental school. Why should they give you a chance? Why would they want to meet an awesome applicant like you based on your experiences and based on who you are as a person? So once you've done that, once you've filled out all the descriptions, all of your experiences are submitted, you'll be able to star the top 6 most important activities. These starred activities are going to be the ones that the board, the acceptance board, is really going to look at and focus in on. And so make sure that you're picking 6 that really help you stand out and really communicate that you are ready for dental school. The last sections to note are the achievements, licenses, and personal statements. But the last one I want to note is the personal statement section. In this section, as I'm sure you're aware, this is where you write about who you are. You can write about so many different things. That's a whole another 2 or 3 videos worth of content just on this section alone on how to write a good personal statement. But I'll just say this: make sure it's honest, make sure it's sincere, and make sure it's convincing. All right, we finally made it to the last section of the application process, the program materials section. Now, before I really move anywhere, just for your information, that program materials section is the same exact thing as the Add Program tab at the top of your screen, so you can click either one, it'll take you to the same place. But once you've clicked that, it'll take you to this screen, and on this screen is where you get to choose which schools you want your application to be sent. You can just scroll through the list or type in the school's name in the search bar, and then that one school will pop up. Either way, it doesn't matter, obviously. But the way that you add a school is by clicking that blue plus sign on the far left, right next to the dental school that you want to send your application to. Now, if you ever want to get some extra information on some of these schools, you can always just click on their name. So for example, if we click on this Doctor of Dental Medicine, DMD, for the University of New England, then this will pop up, and it'll just tell you a little bit more details about that program. After you've selected all of the dental school programs that you want to apply to, then you finally made it. You can go to the next tab, the Submit Your Application tab, and it'll bring you up to a screen like this. Now, the only one I added was the school I go to, which is the University of New England. But likely you're going to apply to more than one school, and so on this tab, you'll have all these schools that you selected. It'll show you how much you owe to submit it, so make sure you have enough money for that, because dental school, as I'm sure you're aware, is really expensive. Even the application to dental school. So, anyways, that's this. You can look at all of the schools that you applied to. You can see the deadline. I would note that the deadline does not mean to turn it in by that date. I don't even know really why they have a deadline, because the way that dental school works is they have what's called rolling admissions. So rolling admissions is where they will accept students on a continual basis. So dental schools are going to start looking at your applications right away. Like, I think the time that you can start submitting your applications is June 16th, which is coming up pretty soon here. And they're going to start looking at applications right away. And they're going to start offering invitations to come interview at their schools. And, you know, if you're waiting until November, December to submit your application, they may already have all of their seats full. So just get your application turned in as soon as possible, and you won't have to worry about it. So the last thing to talk about today is if you ever want to check on the application after you've submitted it, you can always just come back to this Check Status tab. And here you can check on each application's progress. This is also where you can find the school's decision to accept, reject, or waitlist you. Though in my experience, schools will just send you an email notifying you of their decision, so don't stress yourself out by checking this page every day or anything like that. Well, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching this, guys. Hopefully you found my tips helpful and useful. If anything that you're finding is useful, please let me know down in the comments below. Your comments and feedback really do help me, especially because I'm such a new channel. So please comment and let me know what you think. And also, if you want to see more of what I've got in store, then subscribe. And I'll see ya in the next one.